We're about to get a little comparison going on. Basically, trying to get people's perceptions on how the world views masculinity. So we're gonna be asking people some questions, showing them some pictures.
These images is gonna spark the conversation, because there's a lot of things that display masculinity. It's up to you to look at it and see what your definition is. Ready? Similar poses, both of them looking like they putting their all into it. The into the game, which one do you feel is more masculine?
Definitely LeBron James.
Yeah. I never watched tennis to know who this guy is, but I just know he goes crazy. He disrespects the guys on the court.
I'd say you have to be like a tad stronger to play basketball than play tennis.
And Nadal looks pretty strong to me. Look at them arms on him.
No, he does. It's true, but it's LeBron. It's King James.
That's right.
I mean, it's...
Wait a minute. You got the Colgate tennis shirt on.
I know.
He looks more mean and angry.
He looks more aggressive?
Yeah, like he wants to like really just dunk on somebody's head.
On somebody's neck.
All right, everybody going with this one.
Wait, okay, Kiana and
I was gonna say, all have to do with your environment too, and religion, and that's how we started getting divided. Oh, well, you can't do this and you can't do this. Like,
I've been working at the High School of Graphic Communication Arts for about 8 years, I guess. Spark is a program that students come to, they join during their lunch period, and we talk about life. We talk about anything and everything, peer pressure, decision making, culture, goals, dreams, sexuality. It's a place where students are the peer educators for the school, because they educate the school community about a variety of things that young people deal with.
oh,
Masculinity.
masculinity to me is complex.
Respect.
Smartness.
Confidence.
Dominance.
Hunger.
Power.
Powerful.
Education.
Muscles.
Tough.
Reliable. Intelligent.
Smooth and animal instinctual. I don't know, it's getting deep.
What was the question?
Masculinity.
I don't know, it's really hard. I actually just turned 21. I'm trying to find the role of a man in society, because everything I've been taught has been wrong.
Over the past almost 10 years of running the Scenarios Real Deal contest, we've seen that gender has really been an influence in each one of the pieces. How young men act, how young women act, why they act this way. So we really wanted to go to the heart of the issue and ask people to talk about masculinity.
We had to do like mad research.
Every single day we would like have these conversation in Spark about masculinity, where we go around and just say the word.
And we never realized that masculinity has such an impact on our teen life, you know?
Yeah.
It shapes who we want to date, who we like, what we don't like, and it's kind of scary.
The idea of choosing between a good boy and a bad boy is a pretty classic one in the stories that we tell ourselves. And the idea that the good and the bad are separate is one of the classic riddles of masculinity. Are they separate, or are they simply misunderstood? I think that's what the winners from New York were asking. So the bad boy, is he not smart also? Is he not soft also? And the good boy, does he not show a lot of determination, a lot of individuality, a lot of strength? I think that sometimes the way we tell stories blinds us to the similarities between the good boy and the bad boy. And the power of the New York script was the way that it reunited these images.
What do you mean, chill? Don't be bringing that stuff in my house, Kayshawn. I've got a little brother.
See? You see?
We got Marcy Projects, and we got townhouses here. Which neighborhood is more masculine?
Upper
Why
West
is the
Side is
Upper
more
West Side more masculine to you?
Because it's more professional.
Marcy Projects. Why is that?
Because that's the streets, that's where it all goes down. Like, that's where you learn how to survive. Like, that's where you become a man at.
I'm not going to downsize Marcy Projects or nothing, but that's kind of lower classes than townhouses on the Upper West Side. Yeah, I have to live in
the projects, you have poverty, so you know, from coming from the projects, I know it's a struggle. You know what I mean? It's a major struggle.
Struggle makes you masculine?
They said, look, all you see is nice cars, you know, trees, you know, the projects.
The streets necessarily make you masculine if you're from the streets in a tough environment.
It definitely makes you tougher, and I think that being tough has a lot to do with masculinity.
It's like facing adversity and overcoming it.
Yeah.
That right there is dominance.
A person who grew up here, their version of masculinity is going to be very different from the person who grew up there. Like for this person,
I mean, there are probably a lot of stereotypes that they'll have pushed onto them and that they may like respond to by rejecting some of them and taking some of them on. Whereas this person would have like a completely different set of expectations and like of what it is to be a guy.
And cut. No, stay there, guys. Just stay there. Boogie in that scene for me. That's pretty good. Pretty good. Day.
We're really lucky to have the director and actor Clark Johnson. He took this project on, just grabbed onto the topic, and the beautiful thing is he is really in service of the writers from the written word all the way through to the set where the young people are directing the actors. So this is a real vision of how young people see the world, and a lot of that is due to Clark putting his professional framework around it, but also just letting the young people be who they are and put their vision out there on screen.
Look at my eyes, grown man, young boy.
Tell me what you see.
When you're wrapping the stuff at the end, we really want to feel it. You guys got to bring it for us, okay? Because we're talking to kids that are at risk. That's our job, all right? So when we get to that last speech, it's got to be powerful, and you guys got to really be on it. But it sounds pretty good, you guys. Who wrote this? All right, let's break off and have some pizza and some soda and some Billy's cupcakes. Well, that was interesting, first of all, developing the characters.
I finally decided.
Okay, now, cut to one boy, either one, and the kids were coming up with various perspectives on that, and is one kid all good and one kid all bad? That's not the way the world is. The drug dealer slinging drugs on the corner doesn't necessarily see himself as demonic. He sees himself as somebody who's doing what he's got to do to get paid, and wouldn't characterize himself as a bad guy. I think they made the characters a little more realistic.
We have a wedding band, a male wedding band, and we have bling bling. Bling bling.
I'm going with the man's ring. He's taking that step higher in life, to like make a family and whatnot. So he's taking that step, and that the bling is just something he just wears.
Probably go with the wedding ring too. I think it takes more of a man to get married and commit themselves.
I think that a chain. If you got your chain is you. You get your chain checking in these streets, nobody knows.
That's your pride.
That's your pride. Not a lot of people get married. I don't know a lot of married people in these streets. The wedding ring shows you're the man of the house, know what I mean? You're assuming responsibility, not saying that all married people have their responsibilities and priorities in order. But I just think the chain shows more masculinity from where I come from. Like, I mean, your chain is you.
Anybody can take that though.
Your masculinity.
Like they have dudes that's their specialty. Their specialty is robbing people, getting their chains.
Bling. Bling show that money, man. You need that money. If you don't got that money, you ain't got nothing. You got a wife with no money, you no good.
Things come with wearing a wedding ring than comes with wearing a chain. More responsibility comes with that. You got a family, you probably have kids, probably have bills to pay.
If you have a chain on in these streets, that means you earned it, you bought it. That's your bread, you have a lot of money.
Ain't nothing wrong with having a chain, don't get me wrong, but I just feel like wedding ring would be more important in the case.
So in
it's
this
more
case,
masculine.
the ring is looked at as being more powerful than the chain.
This shows you're the man of the house. That shows you're the man of your hood.
So not really. So it's a million men walking around.
It's not million.
I would go with a wedding ring, I think, but it's a hard choice.
The bling, actually. Yeah. I don't think it takes a wedding ring to prove anything. I think actions speak louder than material.
Giving your life. It takes a man to give life, man. That?
Just so you know, your girl picked the bling.
She did?
The reason was a ring does not define what a man and a woman have.
You don't need a
She said she didn't need the ring.
Nah, I know I don't gotta save up. I'm sorry.
In one sense, it's for us in the media to go back and say we have to start encouraging more positive reinforcement for kids and more positive ideas of what masculinity could be. And then we have scenarios where you actually have the kids discussing it and presenting it. So I think it's all good and it's all important, and I think that's where we should be at as a culture, is trying to raise our kids. Some politicians have said it takes a village. Well, it does. It takes a village with a camera.
My prayer for my students is that they will make less decisions that are really life-altering. Because of course, the older you get, hopefully, the better your decisions will be. But while you're in that young stage of learning and exploring, that you don't make too many decisions that are life-altering and that cause you so much pain and so much bitterness that then you can't move beyond that.
So do masculine men wear makeup?
Always. I had a little rules right here, you know.
Only when they're doing movies. Whatever floats your boat.